so you are now ready for the second option. If the writing a petition and publishing it on change.org was not your cup of tea, don't worry. The second option is to write an evaluation essay. So we've already practiced evaluation writing through our discussions. And this particular assignment is actually really specific. I'm going to show you an example, and then I will also show you guys some student samples. Now, first of all, what is an evaluation essay? Don't forget that when you are evaluating something like an argument, you're trying to help individuals make a decision. I asked a few questions. Should I vaccinate my child? Should I become a vegan? Am I spending too much time in front of the TV? These are all, very common questions to ask. They're pretty, I don't want to say like they're necessarily controversial issues, but they're issues that people have a lot of opinions about, and then they engage in debates. So this assignment is catered to the people who want to join a debate. So first, you have to find a debate that's going on. You have to find an argument that a person has made. So this has to be an argument that is either going to be written, maybe they tweeted it, maybe they wrote an article about it, maybe it was in a podcast, maybe, I don't know, where else could it be? In a speech, possibly. Basically, first challenge is to find the argument. So like I was saying, in order to do this assignment correctly, you first have to find your primary source. This person has to have made the argument somewhere. Maybe you're going to find it online. So I put, just some suggestions for you guys. Maybe this argument can be in the form of a speech. Maybe like a political figure gave it. It could be like, maybe one of President Biden's speeches, when he gives like one of those briefings to the press. It could be something like that. It could be a lecture, so it could be like a professor that's giving a lecture. It could be a very famous podcast host is Joe Rogan. I listen to him, well, I used to when I used to drive to work, and now I just, sit and I don't listen to podcasts. I used to listen to his podcasts all the time, and he would bring guests and they would, talk about different issues. So maybe, one of those subjects is of interest to you and you want to use that. Maybe, a person wrote a blog. There's just so much that you can choose as your primary source, as the main argument that you are going to be crafting your evaluation of. So the assignment asks you to evaluate your chosen argument with the intention to disprove it. So your whole goal is to engage in a debate with this argument. So it's incredibly hard to do this, and kind of like petition writing, you're still utilizing logos and pathos and ethos. So that's essentially the goal of this assignment, to implement these persuasive techniques into one or other of the arguments that you're making, whether it's a proposal argument or whether it's an evaluation argument. So I want to give you guys an example, and let me do that by first pulling up, it's right here. I just want to pull up Twitter's statement that they released when it came to President Trump being permanently banned from Twitter. Okay, so I decided to choose a very controversial subject because, it's very split and it has become very political. But I thought I would give this as an example just because, Twitter decided to ban Trump, ban him for life. Okay, it's not just like, you get a timeout for 6 months, but you're banned for life. And the reason why he was banned was because he was accused of inciting violence. that he broke some of the rules and regulations that Twitter had. So let's say I don't agree with Twitter's decision. I myself believe in the freedom of speech. No matter who you are, even if it's, bad speech, it's definitely something that you learn from. I often, quote Hitler in my classes. And if, we were going to permanently ban everything that, Hitler had spoken or written, then we would be missing out on a huge learning experience, in my opinion. So I do think it's important, let me just move this a little bit. I do think it's important to have the freedom of speech be protected in the United States. It's one of the main reasons why my parents came to America, to escape the Soviet Union, where freedom of speech was definitely not allowed. So it's really it's a right that I treasure, and I've been taught to treasure from my family. Because we didn't have it, we appreciate it now. So I don't care who you are. I don't care if, you make stupid comments online, if you're like a cyber bully. I do believe that you ultimately have the right to, express whatever you want to express, and your audience can choose to ignore or not to follow you. That's ultimately their decision. So I wanted to give this as an example of an argument. So this is, basically Twitter's statement that they released, and I would like to craft my evaluation going back to the prompt. It says, evaluate your chosen argument with the intent to disprove it. So I have to break Twitter's argument down piece by piece. What is it that they're saying? What is the first reason why they decided to ban Trump permanently? What is the second reason? What is the third reason? We practiced this in our discussion. And now what I want to do is I want to take those reasons and I want to debate them. I want to combat them. I want to contradict them. I want to find fallacies in what Twitter is arguing. I want to show the weaknesses in the argument, whether it's a weak logos or pathos or ethos. So I do have some student examples that I would like to share with you guys that I think are great. Sorry. And the first one, let me just get this up. Where is it? So I promised you guys a sample. I just want to show you a previous student's sample. I was actually able to get 3, which I will share with you guys on Canvas. Now, this student decided, and at this time, Trump was president. This student decided to to debate Trump's position on the coronavirus. So there were some things that he said about the coronavirus in his press conference. If you guys recall, when the pandemic broke out, Trump was having these conferences, very frequently. He would update the public on what's going on. It would happen maybe, like once or twice a week. And he expressed a lot of ideas that, news media disagreed with, and my student decided that she is going to debate. So just the title alone is sarcastically funny, Dr. President Trump, and then she basically identifies what the argument was that, Trump had made, and then she goes ahead and she combats that argument, idea by idea. So here is actually a part of the transcript that she uses. So notice she decided to include the transcript so that the rest of us can see it. And she goes against it, shows the weak logos in it, shows the weak pathos, shows the weakness in the ethos, shows some logical fallacies that Trump is making in his argument. I think this is a brilliant argument. You can, no matter what political affiliation you support, I think, at the end of the day, when an argument is strong, you have to step back and be like, all right, You might not be persuaded, but you can definitely be convinced. So I did want to give this student's essay as an example. Notice the works cited. I mean, she did a lot of research for this essay. It's really, really well written. It's an MLA format. This is more of a classic essay. So that's one thing I also would like to emphasize, that for this assignment, for the evaluation essay, you're writing a classic essay. It should be in the MLA format. It should be, typed double-spaced, 1-inch margins, and all of that. For the petition argument, the formatting, the structure should resemble more of a petition. So I am going to have samples for you guys, but I hope these 2 videos were helpful in just kind of like giving you perspective on what these essays are all about. The next video is going to be about the source requirements and some of the other guidelines for this essay. So please stay tuned.